thank all of you for coming today. We've got a good crowd here, and we're here to celebrate our essay winner and our high school winners. Miss Harkness has been in charge of this, and she's done an excellent job. And she may have to put me in my place here in a moment and tell me what I'm forgetting. But first, we're going to honor our youth today. And first, I wondered if Madeline, if you could come up and read your essay. And it has gone on to the next part of judging. She is my neighbor, if you can believe it. She's in the 5th grade at the Rogersville City, the 6th grade at the Rogersville City School. She is an avid reader. I do know that about her. Yeah. And she did a really nice essay for us, and it is on a patriotic subject, the Tea Party that was in Edenton, North Carolina. So I'll give it to Madeline.
Enjoying a new kind of tea party.
Real loud.
Enjoying a new kind of tea party. The Edenton Tea Party began October 25th, 1774, in Edenton, North Carolina, at the home of Miss Elizabeth King, where Miss Penelope Baker, who was one of 3 sisters, brought together 51 local women to create a boycott against the idea of taxation without representation. The women signed a paper that said they would not buy British cloth or drink British tea after September 10th, 1774. One thing that the paper, which was put in the Virginia Gazette, said was, "We believe we have a duty to speak out. We owe it to the men who lead us, our husbands and our fathers, and we also owe it to ourselves. We signed this paper to show that we will do anything necessary to support their protests against the government." All the women agreed that it was the right thing to do for the country because of British's unfair laws and high taxes. The British King, George III, thought he could tax people's tea just because he wanted to, but the colonists knew that that was not right. George III was in rule of Great Britain and Ireland from 1760 to 1811. He was the 3rd monarch from the House of Hanover. Also, did you know that around 1773, the colonists would drink about 1.2 million pounds of tea each year? That ended quickly, though, because of the unfair taxes the British put on their tea. The news of the Edenton Tea Party spread quickly through North Carolina because it was very uncommon for an organized women's movement to happen during this time period. In fact, the Edenton Tea Party was one of the first organized women's movements ever in the New World. The Edenton women were made into a political cartoon in March 1775 in London by Susanna Danziger and published as part of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's collection. The political cartoon was seen by many people in North Carolina. The British taxed the colonies in several ways, including the Sugar Act, the Stamp Act, and the Townshend Act. A lot of people had to buy these highly taxed goods because a lot of people relied on British food to feed their family. The Edenton Tea Party also helped encourage other women to stop drinking tea and do other movements towards independence. The Edenton Tea Party is a very significant part of America's history because it helped America take a step towards earning its independence from Britain. And it helped encourage men and women towards helping their country win the independence that was rightfully theirs. What the Edenton women did was a bold demonstration of patriotism. Personally, I would join the Edenton Tea Party because the Wilmington Tea Party was more violent. They would go ahead and burn the tea and shout and protest in the streets. I also think they were wasting money because they had to buy the expensive tea if they were to burn it. And personally, I wouldn't want to waste the money to buy the tea when I wasn't even going to drink it. It also gave Great Britain money so they could still be succeeding in getting more money from the colonies through taxation without representation. Also, all that the British were after was getting money to help pay for the repairs of the war, and I wouldn't want to help them thrive when they were taxing people unfairly. Still, I think both tea parties were a great movement towards America earning its independence. The American nation later, on July 2nd, 1776, declared their independence from Great Britain when Congress declared themselves a nation of their own. 2 days later, on July 4th, is when Congress signed the Declaration of Independence. I would have loved to join the Eddington Tea Party because it's a little less violent, and I think the way the women of Eddington protested was better. I believe the Eddington Tea Party had a great effect on helping America push through hard times and earning their goal of independence from Great Britain.
We have a small gift from our organization to you for participating. We also have a certificate. It's at my house on the sofa, and I'll give it to her. But I believe, or I have heard, she's an excellent student, and I hope she'll participate again in the future. And I hope maybe we can get some others. Missy Johnson is going to take on the essays next year, and I think that should help us a lot. And you'll have some people to work against next year. Thank you for participating. I appreciate it. Isn't she gorgeous? Yes. We are so grateful for our participants. This is our first year to try this, and we hope to do better in the future, and we will.